What's up, everybody? Gridbot Guru here. What just happened? Bitcoin in the dumpster. Reg tag clearance sale could be continuing. Could be pretty hardcore sale. Okay, so before we get into it, I'm going to talk a little bit about a couple things. I'm going to talk about a little bit about why my chart looks the way it does, and my predictions for the future. Okay. Before we get into that, go ahead and hit that bell, subscribe to my channel. And if you are not with Pionex, get with us. If you're interested in using some grid bots to trade, this is going to be my personal opinion, this will be a good time to start. From my video, hopefully you'll understand why. Use the link below and I'll get you personally set up and we will get you guys all started with some grid bots. All right. So without waiting any longer, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get into this. Several weeks ago, or maybe not several weeks ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, I drew a couple of areas where I thought there would be good support and good resistance. And if you aren't familiar with support and resistance, go check my other video out. Support and resistance, some people call them ceilings and floors. This is going to be an area where buyers and sellers really struggle to form an area that either A, people think is a great time to buy, or B, people think is a great time to sell. One of those two. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of show you a little bit about that, where I get those areas from. Two other videos. If you have not checked out my zone to zone trading video, go check that out. And if you haven't checked out, what was the other one I was thinking of? It'll come to me. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get into this, and we're going to start talking a little bit about what happened before. Okay. I am on the daily chart with Bitcoin. So right now what we have is we have this area. It comes down, goes up, comes down, and just kind of bounces around this area, and then it drops down. Now I made this box, and this box, and those were the boxes. Those were the areas that I was really, really focusing on. Okay. Now, a lot of people are like, well, why those areas? I'm going to show you why those areas. What I ended up doing was I came back to this area right here. And I came down and I looked, okay, we're going up, but then we drop down and then we keep going up. So I'm going to put a line right here. I'm going to say this is my kind of my bottom area. And then over here, it stops and then it keeps going back up. So I'm going to put a line about right there. Now watch what happens when I really get into it. What I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm getting the most bang for my buck while also being very careful. Does everybody see? I'm going to zoom in some. Does everybody see how this line right here and then these two candles, the bodies of it go lower? What I did was I brought this lower. So I brought that area right there. And then I came over here and I made a box, because I know that this wick, it wicked down into this area. When you wick down into an area, there is a really, 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 really good chance that you will revisit that area, if not with a full body, at least with a wick at some point. Okay. And I'm going to show you what ended up happening. So that's where I got this box. Okay. I can do the same thing. I can go back a little bit further. I have a very, very minor support around 24 because we came up. Okay. And if, again, I did the exact same thing. This one's a little bit harder to do. So I'm going to spread out. Let me get just the chart going. All right. So I'm going to spread it out and I'm going to So you guys saw where I got these lines. I'm going to take those two away because I've got that box. And I'm going to, okay, right here. This is the highest part for those wicks. And this is where candles were regularly closing, okay, that area. So we're going to slide on over. Boom, right there. That's where I got my box, okay? And you can do this for any coin. And what I think I'm going to end up doing is start charting some more coins on a daily for everyone. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just my own 2 cents. All right. Same thing here. I'm just going to use I'll use my lines again. So the very top is going to be right here. Now this one's a little bit trickier simply because you have these 2 candles broke through the line. So if you use up here, that might be a good spot. I went ahead and I think I played it safe down here. I either put it right here. We'll put 2 of them. I either put it right there or I put it right there. I forget which one I ended up doing. It looks like I did at the bottom one. So then I have my other box. All right, so I have a couple boxes. Now let's fast forward to the future. I put this box here a couple weeks ago. After this one wicked down, came up, bounced. I made this box. This was a new box, and the reason I made that is because I'm seeing, you see this wick and this wick both hit that area. So I put them there. And then I came up here and it was after this body. So that body is the one I ended up using. So again, support and resistance are going to continuously change. So it's all about what people are thinking, what people are seeing on the charts. It's not about what you think. It's what other people are thinking. What are the masses, the mass amounts of people? What are they thinking? All right. So I knew that this was probably an area. Okay. You're going to see that it wicked down into here. It went up. Look, it hit this area. From before, I knew that this area was going to be a hard area to get through, because if we go back in time, that's where it reversed right there, came back down. Okay, so this is going to be around January 8th, came back down, starts hitting down here and comes back up. So around January 24th, this is going to be the reverse, and it's going to continue going up. So we're here. And this area comes down, wicks down, comes up. And again, this area could be a good area to buy in. However, we had the I forget what day it was. I think it was the 20th, on my date. It was the 21st, I believe it was. It was the death cross. Okay. So you ended up having a lot of people have bad news on this day. A lot of people don't like that. That looks to them like it is going to be a bear run for a little bit, if not a while, a long while. However, what we saw was it came down and then it opened the next day right here, and it just plummets blood red. Okay. It gets down to 28 again. These areas are areas you're going to revisit. However, these areas are also going to be good areas for buyers and sellers. So this is going to be an area, since we're above it, this area is going to be a good spot for people to buy in. People are looking to buy in this area. So they may do a trailing buy starting with, we'll say 31,000. Okay. And they'll just let it trail down, down, down until it finally starts come back up. And then they're jumping in. Or they could wait in this area, and people could have some stop losses down in this area. So if it does keep going, I'm going to stop loss and I'm going to wait till 24 area hits. Okay. Now, what we have is a very good wick here, and we closed on a green, and now we're continuing with a green right now. You can see down here, my quote day has just started. So this candle still has a long time before it closes. It could go all the way up here. It could come all the way back down. We really have no idea what actually will happen. Again, it's all about the psychological aspect of what people are willing to buy Bitcoin for. If you haven't watched my Trading is Psychological video, go check that one out as well. So we have two scenarios here, and I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen. No, and this is, again, I've said it once. This is not financial advice. Don't go and throw everything into the kitchen sink, everything in your house. Don't sell it all and throw everything you got in Bitcoin. But what I think that this area is a very, very good area for a floor. What I mean by that is, I mean a support area. I think it's going to take a lot of panic to get through this. And what that means is it's going to take a lot of bad news, basically, to really get through this area. We may go down to 24. I kind of don't feel like we will. We may get down to 20, the 1920 area. Again, I don't feel like we will. I feel like what happened was there was a lot of bad news about this death cross, and new traders hear it and they say, oh no. However, here's the other side of it. It could very well have started a domino effect. Okay. And what I mean by that is, I mean, people could start seeing it and people could say, you know what? I'm good. I'm going to go ahead and take my profits. We have to pay attention to what happens in this area, and especially what happens if we get back up here or if we stay in this area. If it comes up to like right here and it keeps going down, that's not really good. Do I think it will recover? Absolutely. But right now, we're looking at right now. All right. So me personally, I'm looking at this area and I'm looking to potentially, honestly, I'm probably setting a trigger for around, I would say around 31. I'd say around 31. I'm setting a buy around 31. That this is me personally. That's what I would do. I'm not telling you to do it. I would be ready to start buying around 31. It has hit this area, came down, it hit down here, came real close to hitting. I think this blue box is actually a really good support area because it keeps tapping this area and then getting pushed back up. I think this purple box is kind of our freak out mode, our scare area, the 28. Do I think we may see it again? We might. However, I think that chances are good right now that we're going to end up pushing back up. All right. All right, everybody. I'm hoping that helps out and kind of gives you an idea of what we have going on, as well as what you're looking for whenever you're trying to chart some of these coins or tokens. I hope everybody had a great day. Looks like we're going to still keep going up. Again, we're still early, but we are almost 1 hour into our new day. So that's good signs. That's good. Hoping everybody stays green. Hoping everybody had a great day trading, and fill up your bags, y'all. Let's go.